So then, how can we ensure that the ALP get the message that they can't meddle with marriage and family? We propose two things. Firstly, the distribution of a document Australia-wide that exposes the facts of what homosexual marriage will actually lead to. Over the last few months, I and a former homosexual fellow called A Sensible Man have put together this document that exposes the real facts of what will happen to children and to families if the ALP and the Greens have their way in passing same-sex marriage into law. In this document, you will learn why only 5% of the world's nations have actually passed homosexual marriage into law, and that of these nations, over 70% don't really care for their children, having an age of consent of 15, 14 and even 13 years of age, and in many cases legally condoning what we in Australia call pedophilia. In it you will learn how homosexual marriage legislation has opened the door for schools to be flooded with explicit and pornographic books and materials. You will learn how a father was actually jailed overseas for trying to prevent his 6-year-old son from being taught about homosexuality at school in a way that he deemed inappropriate. We need to get this document out all across the nation, particularly in marginal Labor electorates. The people of Australia have a right to know what will happen if homosexual marriage is passed in Australia. We believe that this document, if we can get it into the hands of the Australian people, will ensure that the defeat of the Australian Labor Party at the next election will be so large and so decisive that the Labor Party will change their party platform and never again meddle with marriage. But we can't do this without you. We've printed the first 100,000 of these documents that we're distributing through letterbox drops in marginal Labor seats around Sydney. But we need to get this document into the hands of people right across the nation. If you would like to help us, you can download this document and print your own documents and distribute them in other marginal Labor seats across the nation to send the ALP a message that they can't meddle with marriage. You can download it at standformarriage.org.au. When you've downloaded the file, you can print it yourself and distribute it. But we're really looking for mums and dads, business people, church and community groups who can afford to take the file to a printer and print thousands of copies and distribute it in their seat. We will make it clear once again to the homosexual community that this is not about hate speech. It's not anti-homosexual. We are not looking for confrontation, but we have found that over this issue, the redefining of marriage, the homosexual community can be quite nasty and unreasonable. But we need strong men and women who are prepared to stand up and be counted, to let their voices be heard. Strong men and women who aren't afraid to stand in the face of evil and not react, but respond with that firm and loving hand that is needed to protect the foundations of this great nation of Australia. And remember, we are the guardians of the next generation. It is up to us to protect the children of Australia. Please join us in this Protect the Children campaign, ensuring our children's future, keeping this nation the great nation it has been, by sending this out-of-control government a message that they can't meddle with marriage and get away with it.